still be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn, your pawn, your pawn. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. You can double down. I'll still be a proud haven for your love is never love. A river through your bluff, I will be enough, enough, enough. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. Something you can never take, but it's not uncommon to forsake. Got a chronic urge to complicate. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. Feeling I have nothing left to hide. I'll say but you know it when it's right. Keep it simple now, living it before I die. Think of love like a friend, not an enemy. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same.
Test 1, 2. All right. Now we're coming through, right? You can hear me now, right? Reset, refresh is all I know. You should be hearing me now. We should be good, right? Better. Yes, it does. Yes, yeah. Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, okay. I swear to my garden seat. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why. I should have checked it. So you guys didn't even hear the music this morning, did you? You didn't hear the song this morning, did you? All right. So, as I was saying, have I got... But my hair is just not cooperating this morning. Oh, the music played? Oh, okay, good. So, as I was saying, have I got some updates for you? Guys, I mean, I have got some updates. PeePaw got a letter. I may have a new pen pal. Yes. And guess what? I'm going to show you guys. We're going to read the letter together here just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. We're going to read this letter. Yeah, see? And here's the thing, right? Even Purple don't know about this one. And Purple is my online keeper. Like I have my wife and IRL that keeps me in line. Purple keeps me in line online, right? She helps me cultivate stories. She does all these things that you guys still don't know. I mean, she has been such a blessing. She has been such a blessing to me and for me. I mean, she really has. But anyway, let's get into the show so that I can get to the letter, because I want to get to the letter. I want to be able to share my pen pal with you. Okay, so here we go. And of course, it's not picking it up. Hang on a second. Geez. I changed the way that it was grabbing things. All right, there we go. Now we should be good to go. Let's see if I go here to there, and I go boom, and then I go here. Here we go. That's almost like I'm getting professional about this stuff. So anyway, Purple's got us a little print this morning, a little picture this morning. So permission to come aboard. We're back from our walk. So even in space, they still have to walk and scoop up the doggy. I guess they don't want frozen doggy turds, going around and what have you in space. That'd be a heck of an asteroid, right? That would come back to the falling back on Earth. Now, anyway, so this next one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm trusting Purple on this one because I was running a little behind this morning. I spent a little more time than what I normally do with the wife. So I was a little bit behind getting in here to the stream and getting things set up. So it's my fault. So I'm gonna trust her on this. Hopefully she's not gonna get me in trouble for this. So let's see so this is Full Squad Gaming. They got the little yellow check mark, which means that they're like a legitimate business. I mean, they're not the paid to play blue check mark like what I got, right? And so let's see and this is for Kai Sinet. Now, Kai, as you know, is the most sub to Twitch streamer. He's like the biggest Twitch streamer out there, right? He's bigger than Ninja. He's bigger than all those guys out there, right? He is the dude, as we know, because Twitch sent him some shoes the other day that said King of Twitch on them. There was a little bit of dust up there. There were some people had some feelings on both sides of the coin. Some said this was that this was racist, and some said that it was just like placating, and he should get his contract. Some didn't see it that way. There was actually an article out there that because there was this little video clip went around or whatever, but there was it wasn't like the full segment. It was just a short little clip. And so, the problem with clips and stuff is they can so easily be taken out of context. They can so easily be twisted turned. Here's the thing. I don't know, right? I don't know what Kai, how he felt about it, other than in the article, he was quoted as saying that he really liked him and he appreciated it. But he furthered it. Or in that same segment there, he also said, hey, where's the contract? Right. So, I don't know if Twitch's motives were, hey, we want to do this really nice thing for you, because I'm going to tell you something, getting a custom pair made of shoes is not, it's not cheap. Right. But that's not to say that, that it's not like they don't have the money to do it with either. Right. So, I mean, it's not like, but it was a gesture nonetheless. Right. But what I tell you, what I don't like, is this, is when we have people who come in and grandstand and say, oh, this is racist, or this is this, or this is that. If the person themselves is not claiming it, then who are we to come in and try to white knight for this person if they didn't ask for it? That's all I'm going to say, right? I don't know if it was or it wasn't, okay? And I don't think it's my place to sit there and point fingers and say this is this and this is that. In this context, if the person himself liked the shoes and didn't take it as such, right? So, Katie Johnson, good morning, everyone. I've been sick as a dog for the last 2 mornings. Love your stream, PeePaw. Well, I am so sorry, Miss Katie, that you're feeling sick and poorly. Back in my younger days, if a young lady, have you maybe went and got checked out, make sure there's nothing there serious. Maybe just allergies, getting a little drainage there. I know it's at this time of the year, drainage, sinuses this morning kills me, right? But anyway, but I do hope you get to feeling better, hon. So I don't know. I like I say again, I don't know, but I will say this: if Twitch has not given that young man some sort of a contract to then they need to step on it. They 100% need to step on it. So let's see what's the name of this again? Full Squad Gaming. Let's see. No, I don't want to show the counter. Get off. I swear to my time. All right, let's see what they say here.
Kai Cenat, congratulations on breaking the all-time Twitch sub record and generating millions of dollars of profit. We'd like to congratulate you with an exclusive deal on these shoes. We started off with a pink base and made sure it was extra grippy in honor of your Ice Spice stream. Then we put 1 sparkle for every 10 subscribers. And every pom-pom represents a fuck we give about you. This shit is more iced out than JoJo Siwa. Well, Kai, hope you enjoy one of these shoes, because as always, we're splitting this gift 50-50.
Ooh, well, I guess they're kind of shitting on Twitch, and maybe rightfully so, right? Maybe rightfully so, because it's obvious, Twitch is making money, so why are they not giving it up, right? So I can't argue with their logic on this, and they're kind of poking some fun there at Twitch. So, like I said, I still feel like Twitch needs to step up their game. Twitch still needs to take care of this young man. If he's bringing in that kind of money, right, to them, because here's the thing I understand, right? If he is the most subbed to YouTuber, and let me just check if I Google this right. How many subs does what's it, Kai Cenat have on Twitch? There we go. Thank you, Google Phil. So, Kai Cenat Twitch follower count is 4,835,351 followers with 250 to 646 new followers in the last 30. I don't care. I want to know how many subs. 300,000 subscribers. Okay. So let's do this now. 351,000 divided by two, right? So $175,000. That is how much Twitch is making off of this young man a month, right? Because at minimum, that's how much he's making, right? So, and how do we know this? Because all basic Twitch subscribers or creators, and they had the 50-50, right? $250, a sub is $5, right? Minimum subscription is $5 a month. So half of that $250 goes to the creator, $250 of it goes to Twitch. They used to have a deal where if you were, rather than just affiliate, you were partnered with them, right? You were the next tier up because you had hit that next level, whatever. They used to give specialized contracts, right? Where they would make a little bit better deal with them. But then recently Twitch came out and made a statement, right, where they were going to stop all that, right? And so it was going to be just a flat, I don't know if it's was it like a 70-30 or something like that. So I'm assuming Kai has at least that. So then we got, so it's a 70-30 split off of the 300,000 subs. So, I mean, bottom line is the dude is making them a bucket of money, right? So I don't know. I still think they need to step up and they need to do something, right? They need to handle their business. Because here's the thing, there's other platforms out there right now that's really starting to take off, right? I'm seeing more and more people starting to stream on that platform Kick, right? Now, I don't know if it's going to be viable, right? Or is it going to be another mixer? I don't know. But if they can pull some of these other stream, and one of the things I do know is Kick gives people a better split on the profits over there. So I don't know. I'm all for there being lots of choices, right? Because when you get into where you have very few choices, right, then it always winds up being what's best for the company. And what I do firmly believe companies need to be profitable, and they do, because that's what they're there for, to make money. There comes a certain point where it's too much in favor of the companies and not enough in the, as far as their employees, right? And when I'm referring to employees, I'm talking about, in this case, like the streamers and stuff, right? So it's too much in the favor of Twitch or YouTube or, any of these other streaming platforms out there, Kick, Rumble, whatever there is. And they need, so a little more fair and balanced is all I'm saying, right? So, all right. So this next one, this is another one from Purple that I didn't get to proofread. So Purple, I hope you're not doing me wrong this morning. So we got a woman in her backyard. It looks like she's trying to do a little trimming of the hedges. That's what happened in my house yesterday, y'all. I'm not even lying. That's what happened in my house. So here's what happened. While we're at this little segment, I think that's a good talking point. Thank you, Purple, for setting me up like this. So what happened? So I finished my stream yesterday morning and I started doing my job, and I'm sitting here working and what I'm doing, whatever. Around about noon for Eastern Standard Time, right? 11 o'clock for me. I was sitting here and had just gotten off of one of many Zoom calls that I seem to have every week. And I hear this racket. And I'm like, what in the hair is going on? So I get up out of my office here, and I go out on my front porch, my deck, whatever. I'm looking, and on the, would be, I guess, kind of on the east side of my property, northeast side of my property, I have this big open field. It's where I used to have my garden. And there is a, I don't know what you call it. It's one of those machines. It's got a telescopic arm on it, and it's got a big old, like saw blade on it, right? And it's cutting and trimming up all the limbs and stuff off the trees, because the electric company here is having to, they're replacing poles, and they're having to move the poles because the highway department's going to come in and realign, do some work on the highways. And also in the process of doing this, the electric company is also running in fiber internet, which I've signed up to get. And so hopefully here in the near future, I will actually have fiber internet coming into my house versus ADSL. And which means better internet, stabler, faster internet, right? So I see that. So I was excited. So I was like, okay, good. That means they're getting closer to bring me into fiber internet. And I come back in here to my bedroom, or my room in here, my office, bedroom, office space, whatever you want to call it, right? And no, everything on my screens is blank, right? All my emails, I can't pull up the stuff. My Discord is saying can't find a connection. And I had Xylee. Xylee was doing a noon stream yesterday, and I was watching Xylee stream, and it was just sitting there circling. So then I pick up my telephone, and it's dead. I was like, son of a bitch, they cut my line. So I grabbed my cell phone, I called my internet provider, which is a telephone company here, and I said, hey. And I told them what happened. They said, yeah, they're doing it everywhere. We'll get someone out as soon as we can. I said, okay. And this was, like I said, this was around a little after 11 o'clock my time yesterday. Well, a little after 4 o'clock, they still didn't have it. So I called back up and said, hey, what's the status? Because I got to have this for my job, right? Oh, yeah. And I texted my boss, say, listen, they cut my internet. And he said, okay, that's fine. And so I called them about 4 o'clock, and they said, yeah. Said, we can't get to it today. We'll get to it in the morning. And I was like, okay. I said, I really need this for my job. So I said, that's fine. I understand. And so what I was going to do is I was going to grab my laptop for work or whatever, and I was just going to go to my mom's today, which means I wasn't going to be able to stream. So we weren't going to have coffee with PeePaw this morning, which I know you guys were all very distraught about, as was I. And I don't know, I guess it was about 5 o'clock or so. The telephone rings. I'm like, huh? So I go, because we don't have like phones everywhere for our telephone, because we don't use it. We have to have a telephone because that's just the way it is to have the internet. And so it's there, but we don't ever use it, right? And the only time calls we get is like solicitors and stuff. Even though we're on that do not call list, we still get them. Stupid list. So anyway, I go in there, and I chat, and of course it hangs up by the time I get there. And then I hear a door from a vehicle close. And so I'm like, what? So I step out on my front deck again, and it's a guy out there. And I said, you just try to call me? He goes, yeah. I said, looks like everything's back up and going. I said, I appreciate you. He said, well, yeah, he's real country, kind of like me, he's real country. And he says, I was on my way home. I knew it would only take about 30, 45 minutes. So I thought I'd go ahead and take care of it because I didn't want you being out, internet, whatever. And I said, well, I really appreciate it. I said, I really, really do. And then he wanted to talk about the weather for a while. So we talked about the weather for a little bit. And then he says, well, I got to get on home. The missus got supper. I said, yeah, I got to get her and get supper cooking for the wife. She's on her way home and whatever. So we parted away, and I had internet, and we're able to do here. But that's just one of the great things about living out in the country. You have wild crap that always happens. But anyway, he got it back up and going, and we're thankful, and I appreciate him. So anyway, let's go on with the show. In Montana, a handful of cows found their way into a newly built home and lived in it for a month before being noticed. The family was moving from Washington. The aunt was supposed to be checking on the place, but she didn't. A rancher had filed a report about missing some cattle and even checked their barn, but not the house. They had a bad storm sent them looking for cover. They also think the storm blew a door in somehow. One of the cows nudged it. Y'all, these cows have literally destroyed this house. That's not mud. That's a dookie. That is cow dookie. Oh my gosh. They'll have to rip everything out, hose down the walls, repaint. It's y'all. And let me tell you, the stench. Exactly, Asmo. Oh shit. That's exactly, you couldn't have said it. You could not have said it any more than that. Oh shit. Oh, so I was scrolling my Twitter feed last night after I got this this makes me sad. So I thought this was real, but now people have added context to this video. So this is a viral video created in 2020 by the YouTube channel 2NCS. Whilst the road shown in the video is real, the vehicles are all computer generated. Oh, well, okay, that's fine. The computer. Let's still watch it because it's still cool. It's still cool. Watch this. That's insane. That is insane. I don't care if it's generated or not. That's just cool. That's just cool. So whatever. I do have a story that's kind of sad. A couple of them actually we're going to go on. One of them's going to both of them may get me a little bit fired up, but we're going to cover them anyway. So, this story came out a couple of days ago. It says a 17-year-old Wendy's customer shoots drive-thru worker after receiving the wrong size drink. What was he? Was they handed a medium and they should have been a large? For crying out loud. This is from, hang on a second. This is coming in from Lynn, Massachusetts. Says police have arrested a 17-year-old young man. It's not a boy, 17-year-old young man in relation. See, I hate it when they do this crap. A boy is like 12, 13, I'll call that a boy. But when you get 16, 17, you're a young man. A 17-year-old young man in relation to a shooting incident that occurred at a Wendy's drive-thru in Lynn last month. The individual, whose identity remains undisclosed, was taken into custody on Wednesday after a high-speed car pursuit. On February 7th, a worker at the Boston Street restaurant was shot via the drive-thru window with the 16-year-old boy who was shot. So a 17-year-old young man shot a 16-year-old young man. The accused will be charged with armed assault with an intent to commit murder and witness intimidation. According to a family member, the victim who spoke with WBZ-TV, the perpetrator was angry over receiving an incorrectly sized drink. That's all it takes. Have we become so soft as a society that you order that Route 44 or you order that large soda and they mistakenly hand you a medium? That's cause to pull out a sidearm and start shooting people? We have so lost the value of human life. Human life has no meaning anymore. We have so devalued it that people are being shot over something as mundane as the wrong size soda being handed to them in a drive-through window. I'd tell you what, I weep for you younger generations. I really do. It's doing nothing but getting worse. You know, these are things that plague me as, you know, when me and my wife were first married, and the world was pretty bad even back then. And I question, you know, did I want to bring children into this world? Did I want to subject my children to something like this, right? And ultimately we did. But I tell you, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, now my kids are getting to the age to where I'm sure in the next several years that they'll probably find that special somebody and, you know, settle down and, you know, start their own families. And so now I weep for my grandchildren, or future grandchildren rather, I guess, because I'm like, you know, the world that, you know, that they're going to have to be brought up in, you know. I don't know. I just, me. So this next one here is a humdinger. Okay. This is coming from News at 5. It's KTLA, which I think is out of KTLA. I think is out of Atlanta. Is that LA? I think maybe. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So what happened here is, well, you know what? Let's just watch it here.
Like share, she doesn't want this happening to anyone else, and she wants the people who did this to understand this wasn't a funny prank. It was actually really dangerous. On Sunday afternoon,
now look at this young mother here and these two handsome young boys. Brand new mother, right? Two handsome twin little boys. That's about as wholesome as you can get, right? It's in LA. It's in California. Thanks, Beaver Man. Yeah. That's as wholesome as you can get. You can't ask for more than that, right? Smiles, even this little chubby fellow over here, you know, he's kind of got a little smile on his face. And the other one is like, you know, I'm over this shit, get me home, or where's the bottle at, right? Or the nummy or whatever, right? He's over it. This one's having fun. Mom's loving it, right? She's proud, right? She is proud.
Lana Clay Monahan, a new mom of twin boys, was shopping for baby supplies when she was completely caught off guard. 4 teenagers waited until she was alone in the aisle, tossed a bucket over her head, then started recording and eventually ran out of the store.
Are you listening to what happened? Evidently, there's this new TikTok challenge. And it's called the Bucket Stranger Challenge, or Stranger Bucket Challenge, or something to that effect. And what happens is you have these morons, these oatmeal for brains, that come in and they'll toss a bucket over a stranger's head and they'll put one over theirs, and they'll stuff like it got happened to both of them, right? Well, here's a little problem. Listen what happened.
I was looking at some baby soap. I leaned down, and then my whole world changed. Everything went dark, quiet, and there really was no air. I flipped off what was put over me and around my neck, and I turned around and looked over my left shoulder, and to my dismay, it was a group of individuals who were filming me.
Lana is a 30-year cancer survivor and developed epilepsy later in life.
So she's a cancer survivor. So she had cancer when she was young. has been living with it, surviving cancer for 30 years. She has epilepsy, and she's a brand new mom with 2 handsome young boys at home waiting for her. And these idiots, because we want TikTok fame, came and threw a bucket over her head. What do you think happened, chat? What do you think happened?
She says the assault deprived her of air and she fainted soon after. She was rushed to UC Irvine Medical Center.
That's right. She fainted. Right? I don't know so much if she had an epileptic seizure or whatever, but the whole thing caused her to faint. She collapses. See here, she's on a gurney. She's got an IV in her arm. She's having to wear a neck brace. Yep.
She says this had a physical and psychological impact.
I keep looking over my shoulder. I'm a nervous wreck. I cannot believe that in my community, you could go to Target, be in Target maybe a mere 10 to 15 minutes, and someone would find it amusing to come and strategically find a female by themselves in the baby aisle and think this would be funny or laughable for likes.
Tustin Police believes this stunt may be part of what's known as the Stranger Bucket Challenge.
There you go, the Stranger Bucket Challenge.
A trend surfacing on social media platforms like TikTok. The idea is people sneak up on an unsuspecting person.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't go out much, but if I was out somewhere and some bitch put a bucket over my head like that and I turn around, somebody's meeting Jesus. One of these meat hooks right here is going upside of somebody's damn head. I guarantee you I'm going to hit them so damn hard, they're going to meet Jesus.
Put a bucket over their head and film their reaction.
Obviously, in this case, it can have some pretty bad consequences, but at the end of the day, it's a crime. It's an assault and battery upon another person, and we're going to investigate it that way.
For Lana, who is still recovering from neurological side effects, this was anything but funny.
And this needs...
Yeah, I imagine it wasn't funny. She passed out. More than likely, she hit her head. She's got, I don't know if it's PTSD, but she definitely has some trauma from the whole situation.
Needs to be, an example that families can talk about now and say, look, you see this on social media, it's not appropriate to do that. And again, those individuals need to come forth and be held accountable.
But they won't. They won't come forth. They won't be held accountable. Nah, it's a bunch of pussies. Bunch of damn pussies. So, anyway, that when I saw that came across my feed, that one got me a little fired up. I'm not even going to lie, because that is some bullshit. Straight up out of Compton, bullshit, right? All right. So I teased you guys a little bit at the beginning of the show that PeePaw's got mail. And what if I'd really been smart, if I'd really been doing something, I would have went out and got that old AOL. Matter of fact, let me just see if I can find it real quick. Hang on here. Let me see if I got it here. Let's see if I got it here. Here we go. Let's see if this is it here. Oh, I don't want all that shit. Yeah, dial modem. Yeah.
You've got mail.
Yeah, you've got mail. There you go. You've got mail. So, as you guys know, hey, good morning there, everybody. How you guys doing? I guess before I get in this, I guess I could, let me say hello to everybody in the chat real quick. I'm going to delay this just a little bit, just to make you guys. Okay. So, who all we got? We got Abby, Purple, Faye Kiddo, Asmo, Aussie Wordsmithy, Beaverman 03, John Bon Zombie, of course, Katie Johnson. who's been a little under the weather, and we hope she's getting to feeling better. We've got Nani's Moose. We've got who else there? Maggot Edits. Welcome in, Maggot. We got K-Huck, Voltage Mike. Who else we got in here this morning? To Toxic Dome, of course. Love to see Toxic. Let's see here. Dead Boy. Why So Demented? How you doing this morning? He says he's going to be fighting someone in a ring and that Flatley's going to be setting it up. Well, have fun with that. Let's see what else we got here. I think I've got everybody. I think we're all kind of Zero. Hey, Zero, how you doing, Hoss? And Goobage. I like it, Goobage. So anyway, I've been watching my email because, as we know, we've got a little minion out there, right? This little idiot that keeps filing privacy complaints on my videos, right? You guys know the story, right? So, in the last complaint I got, YouTube said, hey, blur out the faces, and then in 48 hours, we will render a decision. And let me just check my email this morning real quick on that to make sure, see, it's because I didn't look there this morning to see if YouTube had rendered it, and they have not. There's been nothing there. And let me see, is that video still up? Let me go to YouTube Studio, and the video is still up. So evidently they haven't taken it down, and I don't know if they've rendered a decision on it or not. But anyway, as I've been keeping a better eye on my emails because I had not been diligent like I should have been. And I open up my email, and this is not my clear as mud email, but this was my PeePaw email, right? And I had an email from our friend Ghostii. And Ghostii says, look, I just want my face blurred or whatever, altered and whatnot. That's all I want. Gone. I don't care about audio or anything, just the face. I should have reached out first, but I did do it to spite Abby. Abby, girl, you are living rent-free in this dumbass's head. You should be so happy. Because I am a vindictive son of a bitch. Sorry, PeePaw. Now, I also got a DM this morning from Why So Demented. Now, I don't have it to show it because I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, unless I just have to. I do somewhat try to respect the sanctity, the golden rule, right? You don't share DMs or whatever, right? But I will say this, Why So Demented also got a email from, or a communication rather. Oh, I have permissions from Demented. So give me a second, guys, and let me see here. How can I do this? Save image. Let me put this on my, put this out here. Showing folder. Open with the Chrome. There it is. So, this is the message that Why So Demented got from the Ghost Man. He says, here, I'll make this short and sweet for you, because I have a feeling no one is going to believe a word out of my mouth. Well, you got that shit right. And it'll be easier on you to just relay the message rather than have me on. I did the privacy claims out of spite for Abby. Again, girl, you are working his little brain. In the beginning, yes, because I fucking hate her. He hates you. Oh, you poor thing. He just hates you. Bless your heart. But now I legit just want my face gone from the videos. I don't care about audio or whatever. I was lined up for a retail job, but the manager that was interviewing me is a commentary watcher and seemed to recognize me from the clips going around. So this is legitimately affecting my IRL life, and I want them to at least blur my face like Now Recording did. So you remember back, matter of fact, I did a little spiel on a previous show, right? Where I said, Ghostii, you keep climbing, doing the old fuck around ladder. You was going to hit the find out pinnacle. I hope the hell and I didn't have to do nothing. You did it to yourself, you dumbass. You did it to yourself. See, and here's the thing. This is actually, we're going to turn Ghostie's dumbassery into a life lesson that I can turn around and pass around to you coffee beans, because here's the thing. I want the coffee beans to be successful. I want the coffee beans to be the best version of themselves. So here's the lesson. Here's the takeaway that we can learn from an oatmeal head or oatmeal brain like Ghostii, right? Ghostii is an oatmeal brain, okay? Because when you get online and you do stupid shit, you win stupid prizes. And this is an example of why you need to be careful with what you do on social media, because there are real world ramifications, right? People who do things online can wind up either A, not getting a job, B, losing their job and having their whole life. It's happened time and time again, right? As long as there's been social media, there's always been these idiots that want to test the scale of fuck around and find out. And they always fuck around and they always find out. And sometimes it meets at a smaller, so it's not quite as bad as a bonk on the head. And then sometimes it's a bad bonk on the head. Well, Ghostii right now is probably at about a medium peak of fuck around and find out. He potentially has lost a job because of his antics online. Here's the problem, Ghostii. You want us to blur your picture like Now Recording did, and what I've done now on Clear as Mud podcast. I blurred it. That's fine. The problem is your face is out there, right? Your face is out there. The video of you on stream drunken, slobbering, acting a fool, right, is out there. You know how I know it's out there? It's out there. Let me see here. Let me pull up here. Yeah. It will always be out there because guess what, my man? It's on Rumble. That specific little clip, that little segment that you didn't want nobody seeing your face, it's on Rumble. You can't touch it. You can't get to it. Rumble will tell you to go piss up a rope. You can't get them to, you can't do privacy complaints over there. They're just going to tell you to bugger off. I put that one little section, unblurred, unedited, everything, solely for that purpose. People are tweeting out your picture everywhere. Your face is out there. You, sir, have ruined your reputation. You and you alone single-handedly ruined your reputation. I'm not to blame. Abby Blackbird is not to blame. Now recording boys are not to blame. The only ones to blame, sir, is Ghostii. You came into this community. You were a complete and total ass. You lied about your mother being killed in a car wreck, trying to be manipulative, trying to gain sympathy. I don't know why. You could call it trolling. You can call it whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't give a shit. You did it. You sowed these seeds. You now have harvested this. And here's the thing, dude. Listen to me. I personally don't give two shits if you're never able to find a job again ever. I don't care. Not my problem. I didn't make this bed. You made this bed. Now you get to sleep in this bed and you get to live with the consequences of the bed that you've made, right? You've made this shit sandwich, so smile and eat it, motherfucker. Eat it, eat it, eat it. I don't care. I just don't care. You fucked around and you found out. And guess what, my man? I didn't have to do anything, which is what most times happens in these situations. The persons that are being harassed and and just being you make a general nuisance of yourself. You guys are stupid. You always are, and so you always overplay your hands, and you always wind up just fucking yourself in your own ass. I guess it's a good thing you do have that monster dick, because it'll make it a little bit easier for you to fuck yourself in your own ass, because that's what you did. So, anyway, so let's get on to this next one. So, Tommy C, Uncle Tommy, the drunk uncle of YouTube, right? He had been going back and forth with Harley. We covered that yesterday, He came on, he even called in the show yesterday morning, and we had a nice little chat and everything. Everything was, we had a real good time. And anyway, we had, like I said, we had a really good time visiting. I enjoyed my conversations with Tommy, but he'd been going at it with Harley Plays, right? The great mountain man of Canada. And so Tommy put this out last night. And he says, told you at Harley Plays pulled the wrestling card in my DMs over I Am Froggy Fresh. So let's see what Tommy has to say here.
So Harley Morrison's in my DMs right now, trying to convince me that I've been worked, wrestling style work. Yes, he pulled the wrestling card. I kind of addressed that he might try to do this. But there's a serious problem with this. He's like, I got you, silly goofball. He even called me a mark. Mark is a wrestling term for the people in the audience that believe it's real. It's an old term. Actually, no, I think it's still used today. So he called me a mark, and I guess it was a master plan all along. The problem with that is, Harley, is in order for me to be like truly worked, Froggy Fresh has got to be in on it, and that means he's on the card, right? No, man, he's not on the card. You came in, acted like a friend to him, saying,
So, just real quick, this caught my eye, my ADHD. You know how that stuff is, guys. But you see the little mad face back here? You think that's some little Tommy artwork masterpiece? I think so. Tommy, his audio is low. Oh, I'm sorry. Golly, guys. I didn't have the volume up. You want me to start it over? Here, let's start it over. Let's give Tommy his full volume here, because...
So Harley Morrison's in my DMs right now, trying to convince me that I've been worked, wrestling style work. Yes, he pulled the wrestling card. I kind of addressed that he might try to do this. But there's a serious problem with this. He's like, I got you, silly goofball. He even called me a mark. Mark is a wrestling term for the people in the audience that believe it's real. It's an old term. Actually, no, I think it's still used today. So he called me a mark, and I guess it was a master plan all along. The problem with that is, Harley, is in order for me to be like truly worked, Froggy Fresh has got to be in on it, and that means he's on the card, right? No, man, he's not on the card. You came in, acted like a friend to him, saying, you think there might be a case where it'd be fair to be off the card, and then you openly advocated for him to be taken off the card after the public turned on you. So you didn't work me unless Froggy was in on it, and he's back on the card, and he's not, so you're just trying some cheap, weird way out. What a phony. He's phony in the DMs, too. Complete weirdo.
Okay. So Tommy goes on to release the DMs. And he says, here's the DMs that he says. Harley says, start over. Now, if you remember when Tommy called in yesterday, he kind of talked about he was in the DMs with him a little bit, whatever, right? He says, this is a private forum where you're expected to engage like an actual adult your age. Don't ever DM me an insult again. We speak respectfully to each other over in here. Otherwise, put that trash out there on your timeline and I'll read it if I feel like it. And Tommy says, no dice, guy. I'm not fake like you. I don't show one side in private and another in public. I say what I want and how I want to say it. Take your phony Canadian. Now, he squishes that out because what he was trying to say is humility, right? But Tommy, he's kind of like me. His spelling's not so good sometimes. And stick it up your ass. If you can't handle that, I won't DM you ever again, or feel free to block me. Holly comes back and says, you're immature and incapable of speaking like a decent human. You're angry, and I hope you get your baggage sorted out. It's very unbecoming behavior of a grown man. So Tommy says, lick my immature balls when you're done with ends. LOL. He says, ticket sales and pay-per-views are in for the moment. Ha ha ha. It's bigger than Creator Clash 1. Thanks for being a mark for me, you silly goofball. And so as Tommy explained, 100%, this is, he's using terminology and language and stuff of the old wrestling language, right? A mark or whatever. So Froggy Fresh comes in and says, it says, nah, brother, not in on it. Would be cool if this was all fake. Me making a OnlyFans joke. Anissa's mom calling me an imp, getting me fired. Harley doing PR cleanup. Dad losing his mind and closing his Twitter accounts. A Cadola GG calling me a clown and threats of litigation. Tommy replies, says, dude, only he is dumb enough to think anyone would buy his story. I'm really sorry you're off the card, but good things will come of this. Nothing good is coming to Harley. His mask is off. Looking forward to your next fight, brah. Froggy says, thanks for your support. So, if that was enough, but it's not. So, hang on a second here. I thought I had this tweet up. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Let me find it here. Let's see here. Let me find it here. Come on. Where is it at? Okay, here we go. All right, so it's been okay. So all right. So this here has been, the tweet has been the person that put this out has went privated. So this is the best explanation of Anissa and Ian's point of view on the Froggy Fresh situation I've seen so far. Why are your thoughts on this? I still disagree with it, but at least this explanation makes some kind of sense. And Froggy actually replied to this, right? But here is the thing that in question. This is the statement. It says, Froggy Fresh went to train with Sam, which was a little weird but fine. So when Harley, who was still at the event, went to train with Sam, was a little weird but fine. Shortly after he randomly took a jab at Anissa about her OnlyFans, I said I would subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans if... So here's where he says, shortly after he randomly took a jab at Anissa with his OnlyFans. Now, this is where Froggy is replying and explaining this. I said I would subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans if I didn't beat Chris Ray Gun in the boxing match. More than anyone could have imagined, it was Light Banner and Ian has already said publicly that he is not bothered by his wife's decision to have an OnlyFans account. Okay. So Froggy is breaking this down and replying to each one of these allegations, which is the one that I'm pretty sure that Bo Blacks was referencing, right? So Anissa's is this same person, and this person, hang on here, what is this person's name? Yeah, it's the same, Dees Hans, and I think they may have some sort of connection to the to Ian and his wife. But anyway, says Anissa is incredibly involved with the fighters and works very closely with all of them. This is again, I wish Froggy would put a little bit of space between them. But anyway, I'm sure he's working on his phone, like in a notepad or something. So I'll cut him a little bit of break. But next time, Froggy, please, for us old people, put some separation in there so we can see it where you. Anyway, he says, I can't speak for other fighters, but the only time Anissa checked in on me was the day Sam Hyde retweeted me after Ian started his investigation calls, which is whatever. I don't need Anissa to check in on me. Right. So this whole narrative that was being put out there that, Anissa was very interactive with the competitors and following up with them and, kind of being a little bit of nurture, whatever you want to say, friendly, trying to, community, that type of thing. Froggy's saying that didn't happen. That's not what happened at all. Says the next day, Anissa's mom responded making angry references to Froggy Fresh, asserting his size and intelligence. Froggy says she came on to my Twitter thread and said I had a brain damage, shrunken balls, and was an imp, and was hoping that I was about to be replaced, which was never evidence to me that Creator Clash was already discussing my removal if Anissa's mom already had a hot take. There were several more tweets from her that I didn't even address. Let's continue on. He also joked that iDubbbz is a pimp, implying that Anissa is a whore. Froggy replies, says, if iDubbbz enables Anissa to have a successful sex work career, which was only made possible from his own success, and attacks people who joke about it, I mean, you saying Anissa is a whore is your own take. I'd say more accurate title would be sex worker in this case. Okay? Because again, Froggy Fresh never called her a whore. He did make reference to iDubbbz being a pimp, which I guess you could infer there, all the fighters have to share a space. She should not be expected to do this with him after this. Froggy replies, so me saying I would subscribe to her OnlyFans if I lose, training with Sam Hyde, then respond to her mother's attacks with, quote, retweets is too much for them to handle. Ian already said publicly her OnlyFans doesn't bother him. So is it only Sam Hyde? What is going on here? PewDiePie currently has a video up with 9.6 million views where he casually criticizes and laughs at memes about Anissa's OnlyFans. He's invited creator guests to the event. He would have had access to every red carpet event, party, press event that would have been held. So she would have no problem sharing those spaces with him. Do you see the hypocrisy here? He, Froggy Fresh, has clearly never been involved in a serious and professional event on this level. Froggy responds, okay, what level is that? The one where you fire a fighter 3 weeks before their fight? Too extreme. Okay. To extreme internet backlash because either A, I trained with Sam Hyde and you knew about it 2 weeks earlier, or B, I made a joke about subscribing to Anissa's OnlyFans if I didn't beat Chris badly, or C, I responded to Maureen's nasty attacks. This person says, unanimity amongst the fight. I don't know what the hell that even means. Unanimity. Let me look that shit up. UNAMITY. Agreement by all people, all involved, concise consensus. There's almost complete how did that?
Unanimity.
Unanimity. All right. Thank you so much. Google. So unanimity among the amongst the fighters. Correct. I'm the only person on the card who doesn't obey all the commands. Harley said he couldn't work with Sam again this year if it were related to Creator Clash. I've personally never been the type of person to let iDubbbz tell me who I can and cannot train with. I didn't sign any documents or contracts stating that I wouldn't work with said person. Other people feel differently than me. Everyone else falls in line and jumps when Ian and Anissa say jump. Even Harley wants a bite of the carrot. And Anissa ultimately holds the line. Good night. So that was Froggy's statement about all these allegations and things that were being put out about him, right? So there was another thing here. Let's see here. Hang on a second, guys. Oh, okay. Sorry, why so demented? Just sent an update. I'm sorry on that story earlier when he said, he goes, just want to let me know that that Ghostii sent that to Badwick Productions, not him. Okay, so it still stands what I said. Give me a ring if you have any questions. Oh, I see you, Tommy. Yeah. So, all right, let's bring Tommy in. That's fine. We'll let, where's Tommy at? Here he is. Let me give him a ring. Let me bring him in here.
Hello there.
Hey, Tommy, this is becoming almost a regular thing of a morning.
I keep catching you. I'll be honest. I don't, but I because your times work with me, so I actually see, like, if I'm surfing, then I see your notification.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of why it works. You're on a better time slot than anybody else. I'd probably, if I lived in the States, I'd probably call in to Augie and all those shows. I probably would doc. I probably would.
They're too late. I go to bed.
Yeah.
old, so
too late for me. So like 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's too late. So I see you. You're perfect for me. You're only 6 hours behind me.
Yeah. So
do you have any questions about the whole thing?
No, I was covering it. Yeah, I watched
I'm done with it. I was thinking about going over the tweets.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much done with it.
So did you see this tweet that, let me do this here. Let me share my screen. Which one? Yeah, here we go. Go live. So you can see it. There was a tweet out here that Bo Blacks, and I'm a little bit hesitant.
Yeah. I'm familiar with it. It's typical Bobacks. He's trying to hone in on everything.
No, that's not the one I was talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I know he kind of got into it with some, like, I think it was Matt.
With it. That's Bobacks trying to fucking, try to find a soft spot or turn the crowd on me. That's all.
No, this here, right? Froggy Fresh dropped this, right? So it was it's a video that I guess Dad did with what is this girl's name? I can't Belle Delphine. I don't know if you can see it here on the screen or not. But
no, let me go check it.
But
I'm drinking coffee in my kitchen. Hang on, I'll just take a look. Will you just give me a oh yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, okay, so Froggy Fresh says, I think this is gross, but Dad didn't kick out, did he? Gross is subjective.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't have a problem with what Dad's doing there either.
Yeah.
That and it is. I'm sure I can see why people would find it gross. But here's the thing, like, Froggy is, I could tell kind of like, Froggy's kind of, he can't believe this shit. He wasn't kicked off for a legitimate reason.
No.
They used a catch-all clause to fire him because Ian is either extremely paranoid that he's working with Sam to do something to the event, or he's an egomaniac. So I mean, or his wife. So it's like he keeps on, like, if I was friends, I'm not close with him. So I mean, I would have called him on Discord and say, just, you're gonna have to let it go. I would tell Froggy, like, personally, just let it go. Not let it go. You're gonna turn everybody against you. Like, it's just let it go. You're not fighting.
No,
they don't have to let you fight.
Yeah.
But the whole reason bullshit. And you know what? He's gonna get the fight with Keem. He's gonna get.
Yep.
He's gonna be fine. He's a big hero. Harley's a loser. Crater Clash is a loser because even if they sell well, it's always gonna be the froggy fresh one. They permanently scar their reputation.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm telling you something too. And there is damn few statements that I make that get zero pushback.
Yeah.
Damn few. Right? I always get shit. Remember anything from Ackman? I'm always the contrarian. I am getting nothing on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a pretty big creator. If you go back and when I fucked up FaZe Banks, he ratioed me on Twitter. I got ratioed in the clip that I uploaded. That's the normal. See,
Sure.
Nobody's giving me any shit on this.
No.
Nobody, and you know what that means? That means they're against him. So it's his L, not mine. And it's really weird that the numbers are in. I'm gonna what the fuck does he care about? I'm a fucking 40,000 sub YouTuber for the past 5 years. Like, what does he care? I know what he cares. I got him.
Yeah.
I got him. You know. Here's with the rambling I didn't put the context to his long rambling statement. What I said to him was, I kicked fucking FaZe Banks in the teeth. I said, you are not. He said something like, you're in my head all the time, right? I'm in your head all the time. Yeah. And I said, you're not even the biggest story in my channel in history. I kicked the gangster out of FaZe Banks, and I kicked the nice guy image out of you. And then I got that. Then I got the multiple paragraphs. Yeah. You know. So and then I was done. And then I liked the tweet and then I put it out there. Yeah. You know.
Well. You know,
and then Bobak starts saying I broke the internet code that I never honored.
About sharing DMs?
Yeah, I have no compunction about doing that. First of all, the guy tried to openly say he worked me, so why would he care?
Yeah, exactly.
If I dropped it, because it's like they're all fake anyway, right? He told me he worked me. I was the mark, and so it's not even a real conversation, is it?
No,
it's not even I'm not even releasing anything.
No,
you know, he told me to be mature. And I told him to lick my balls.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, it's not like he told me something private. This Bobak's just trying to hone in as usual. You know?
Yeah, this whole thing about pretending, being one way online, like publicly, and then being someone else privately. I don't do that. I mean, if you talk to me privately, I'm the same as if you talk to me publicly. I never bought into this whole false character facade. Do I ham up a little bit about being all a wholesome person? Sure, a little bit. But I am generally a fairly decent, wholesome guy. I don't. But
it'd be one thing if it was like Jack Films or somebody who actually does a character,
sure,
or a different thing, or an actor or something like that. I don't expect like I do. I'm more reality show. And reality show, you kind of have to have some basis in reality, but most reality shows are bullshit, right? But it's not like I don't think like Harley is presenting himself in reality show fashion. Like this is who I am in real life, but he's not. Clearly he's not. He's just a YouTuber, just like everybody else. You know, there's nothing special or more charitable or better. Harley's not a better person than you. He's probably about average as far as people go, maybe below. And it's just like because I kicked the whole. If you remember, FaZe Banks, I saw your tweet. FaZe Banks used to say "internet gangster," and after I did that whole act on him, he took it out of his profile. You know, so I kicked the nice guy out of him. I kicked the self-righteousness out of Ackman. I'm really good at this, if you haven't noticed, with my 40,000 subs. Yeah. And I'm really, really good at this. And you know what? That's what Bobaks can't stand. And from what I understand, when I did the final season shot from the point, I ruffled a few feathers in the community. Oh well.
Why would that have ruffled feathers? I mean, I don't.
Because I'm making fun of the community.
Oh yeah. Well, you
can't take criticism, but we can't we can't laugh at ourselves. By the way. All those things I was making fun of, I participated in. So I was making fun of myself too. So from what I understand, I ruffled some feathers. Yeah. You know, it's like everybody had to grit their teeth. Sort of like what Salvo used to do. He used to gotta make fun of everybody, and everybody behind the scenes, everybody's pissed, but they couldn't say that they were mad because it was just comedy. You know. So there's your explanation. Big shock for Bobaks.
Well, I like Josh. I like Bo Blacks. He's I find him entertaining. I think he does do a lot of.
He will
some
throw
good.
you under the bus if he feels threatened in a finger snap. All right.
Okay. Well,
that's
hopefully
who Josh is.
Hopefully he doesn't feel threatened.
It always will be.
Yeah.
Put a 1 in the chat if you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, Josh will always be there to pile on. Josh will always be there to get around on somebody. Josh will always be there to get back at anybody that is ever any kind of perceived slight. Like he'll do it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have had your. I know you guys.
Don't have anything. I don't even make fun of him that much anymore. But nothing's changed. He's still the same guy he was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't hate him.
Yeah.
But that's who he is.
Yeah.
He's online a lot. He lives on it. It's important to him. It's how he makes his living.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's another thing. It doesn't matter how many times you make up with him. That he'll take a swing. If I'm having a problem with Nick, he'll pile on with Nick. It doesn't matter. He does the same thing all the time. Look, I did this whole thing in 2019 where I tried to point that out to people, and everybody was like, "Yeah, we know, but we like him anyway." So you know what? So do I.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with what he does. Especially with you, he does. If he sees an opportunity to take a jab, he does
it for shit that happened in 2019. That's who he is. That's Josh. I accept him for who he is.
Yeah. So, anyway. But it's just I was sitting here like let's see here, where was it at with there was a thing here. Let's see.
Yeah, and he quoted me out of context too, because click on my hold on, so scroll up a little bit.
Yeah.
Click on my quote tweet about the DMs I dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, scroll up. The video explains it. He knew that.
Yeah.
So he's such a prick.
We went over that.
The video explains he tried to make it he tried to make it like I was playing victim. I explained the whole thing, and he quoted it out of context, hoping people would see DMs and Tommy broke the golden rule. It's not 2016. Nobody gives a fuck about the golden rule.
No.
And you want to know why people don't give a fuck about the golden rule? Because so much damage I did to it over the years, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah. I think the only one that still hollers about the golden rule, I think, honestly, is Keemstar. I think Keemstar is the only
pair of people that holler about the golden rule got DMs leaked that make them exposed. Yeah. That's who hollers about the golden rule. Nobody else cares about it.
Yeah.
It's always been the goal. I see what Keemstar's saying, like nobody's going to trust you.
Sure.
But ask Nick about that.
Yeah.
How many times Nick did recordings or trick people into this? They still talk to him.
Yeah.
They go to him first, in fact. It's not true.
Yeah.
If you break the golden rule. Should you break the golden rule? Probably not if it's a friend. But these fucking public figure entertainers, fuck them. Who cares?
Yeah.
You shouldn't, I shouldn't break the golden rule on, let's see, Joey.
Yeah.
That would be a lousy thing to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey, you said the N-word in my DMs. That's shitty.
Yeah.
Harley, big public figure, guy who's trying to work everybody in, trying to turn everybody against Keem and turn everybody against the community and turn the whole situation around. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Well, and two, you and I kind of talked about this yesterday briefly. When he came to those Twitter spaces, he was not wrestler mode. He was not cutting promo modes. He was, I honestly think he was very agitated. He was on a defensive arc. He was trying to save face. He was trying to save the face of this community commentary, whatever it is, Clash 2. But then after he sees that that's not playing, right, that he goes into this.
I'm a villain. I'm a villain now.
Yeah, he's like Hollywood Hulk Hogan out here cutting promos and stuff. And I was like, God, come on.
And another thing is, he called me a mark.
Yeah.
I already mentioned this is probably going to be a move.
Yeah.
Right? Matt actually said he definitely is going to make this move. Matt actually, 100%. 24 hours before he pulled the Mark stuff, said he would do that. 100%. He said, Mark, I thought it was a possibility. Matt said it's going to happen. right? And that's exactly what he did. And he didn't even realize that I had mentioned it on the show that day. And I had mentioned it in public the night prior to the show. He's just nuts.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said yesterday, I don't want the event to necessarily fail because I do know they're raising money for charity.
Sure.
However,
I wouldn't mind if it did.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly.
honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I
at this point,
fail. I mean, like he's like, you lose, charities win. I'm like, I can't lose if charities win. I mean, what are you talking about, dude? And it just really proves my point that this isn't about charity; it's about you. He proved my point.
So here's the question, right? And I think you brought this up, and I think it's a legitimate thing that could very well happen. So let's say they do sell out. Let's say people do show up, right? Let's say it's great. What if they all start chanting? What if they start chanting Froggy or Froggy Fresh and whatever, right? Are they going to mute the mics?
I guarantee we're going to see stories about guys getting kicked out for Froggy signs. And stuff.
Sure.
I guarantee.
100%.
It's like in the books. That's another thing too. A lot of people in this community, like me and Dave and Matt, we're kind of wrestling guys at our core, right? We know all the moves that IDubbbz is going to make before they make them because we've seen Vince McMahon make them all. For IDubbbz, it's going to be like, well, we'll just take he'll think he's the first guy that thought of it. We'll just take those signs away. We'll just throw them out. You know?
Go ahead.
We've seen this all before, dude. We've seen it all before.
Yeah. Yeah, take the signs. That's exactly what you need to do because people are going to be recording you to do this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to
come on. And
that's going to come
like you won't know that every time a sign gets taken away at a WWE event, it's online.
Yeah.
He won't even know that. He's such a dummy.
Yeah. But see,
sure shit is upset. I mean, yesterday I said that this guy will pull a wrestling work, and then he pulls a wrestling work.
Yeah, exactly. These, I'm like you guys. I grew up watching wrestling clear back into the 70s, right? Back when it was still territories. Yeah, all this stuff is just a wash, rinse, and repeat of stuff that we grew up watching. And you're just
I know. I mean, look, I don't consider myself a sophisticated entertainer. Most of what I learned about entertainment was watching WWE growing up. And getting people's emotions going and stuff like that. That's all I know, and it's not even a formal education. I was never a wrestler, and it's still, as dumb as that is, it's still more sophisticated than these guys.
Yeah,
because you know what, live guys, non-live YouTubers, non-live people don't ever have to learn to work the audience.
Yeah,
they never do.
Yeah.
Because they can just upload and it's magic, and they think that transfers. Remember, Cabos hates. He openly admits it now. He's terrible. Well, I would say he's terrible live. I don't think he gave it much of a shot, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say that. But he was always really nervous to go up against me live because he knew it was different.
Yeah.
He knew it was different. It's a different fucking skill. These guys are all dummies. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, just like. I hate doing that. You're washed up, or you're irrelevant, right? Thing. It's not that he's irrelevant. He's just out of it.
Yeah, it's the world has moved on, and they didn't move on with it. That's really what it boils down to.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I was accused of that by Nick as of days ago, and you know what? I don't know that he was wrong, but I mean, it's like. I think there's a difference between people like me that said, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there's some truth in what you're saying, and people like Harley that are just total denial, know?
Well, anyway.
There you go.
So, well, listen, I'm going to have to get off here, and I've got to get to work. But I appreciate you calling in. You're always welcome to call anytime you want to, Tommy. So
sure, no problem. So, we'll do.
You take care and have a good day, buddy.
Take care of yourself. Take care, everybody.
All right, bye. And that was Uncle Tommy. So I agree with Tommy. This was, and they can say, well, he shouldn't have leaked this, he shouldn't leak that, or whatever. I don't have that stance. I don't have that stance at all. I think it's in a situation like this when you have somebody saying one thing in DMs and they're saying something totally different in the public view, right? Screw it, right? It's social media, guys. If you don't think that your stuff, just give it up already, right? Now you should have a close, knit group of friends that you have the freedom to be a little bit more relaxed in what you say or do. And I've got that. I'm sure everyone in the chat's got that too. That's a little bit different thing. You start, putting that stuff out there, but guess what? It still happens. It happens all the time because friends will have a blowout. And what do we do? And then we get the Google Docs and we get the Twit longers and we get the streams after streams, whatever. Right. So, keeping them accountable. Exactly. Toxic. That's all it is. Keeping them accountable. So I got to wrap it up. I got to get out of here. I appreciate you. There is a couple of things that I want to address kind of as we kind of close out here. I want to tell everyone that, I really appreciate, the recent growth. Got a bunch of subs last night. We're pushing almost 660 subs. I'm very, very appreciative. I mean, I tweeted out yesterday that that we'd hit 650, and then we jumped up again. I'm always very grateful. To the support that you guys have shown me. You kind of welcomed me in and for an old man that kind of has his brain foggy moments and stuttering and what have you that I got, you still show up every morning, and it does mean a lot to me. So let's shout out some things here. This is a women recording, which the gracious and lovely and smart and beautiful Purple Paw Prince is a part of. They put out a little short. Let's take a look at it. Make sure that you are subbed to their channel and that you're watching their content because it's good stuff.
Get your love.
So they've got a new episode with Mike the Bike, and I would recommend that you go check it out because we like Mike the Bike here too. I've got a ton of stuff because I didn't get to watch anything yesterday, so I've still got to watch the Wazati noon stream. Hopefully it's still up. I know there's a bunch of other stuff. I know Tommy C had a stream yesterday. I didn't even get to watch it because, again, no internet. So Dave has sent me a message. I don't know what it says. I haven't listened to it yet. But keep an eye on my Twitter. I think we will have a show tonight. Hopefully we do. We didn't get to have one last night. Of course, like I said, I didn't have internet. So, and then Dave had some stuff IRL that was going on. And so he, so I don't know if he even went on Twitch last night. I think that's what he said he was going to do. I don't even know if he made it to there. But normally in these situations, he will have like a, he tries to get like, because it should have been Nick last night. So he normally tries to get like Nick to come on with Bo Blacks, and we'll have like a star-studded event, right? So hopefully we'll have something like that tonight, possibly. Anyway, guys, listen, I appreciate you. Thank you to all the new subs out there. I appreciate you as well. Let's continue growing onward and upward. You guys have a wonderful Friday. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I am planning on continuing my Valheim play Saturday. Sometime, I don't know exactly when, on my second channel. I'll live stream, pick up my playing there on the playing Valheim through. I am working on getting a server set up for us so that if you have Valheim, we can get in there and play Valheim together. So if that's something that you guys would like to do, I am getting closer to getting that set up, and hopefully I'll have it all set up and ready to go Saturday, and we can do that, and we can play some Valheim together, right? Doesn't that sound like fun? All right. So listen, you guys take care. We're going to what? We're going to keep our powder dry and look for each other in the funny papers.